This is another installment of the SNL podcast. I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And in this one, I'm reviewing the Bruno Mars episode of Saturday Night Live that aired on October 20th. I've been meaning to do this earlier. I've just been so tired. But yeah, I'm going to go on ahead and knock this out. First, I want to start off by saying I did a precursor to this preview, to this review actually, and talking about why the heck is Bruno Mars hosting and the musical guest? I mean, why is he hosting? I mean, I understand him being musical guest, but hosting, why? What is he? He doesn't have any acting or comedy experience that I know of. So what would make him eligible to do something like this? And that got me a lot of hate mail from Bruno Mars fans. But I basically want to say that there's no hate towards Bruno Mars. I was just pretty much wondering, like, him of all people, I mean, I don't really know of him doing any comedy or acting or anything, or, so, I mean, what would make him a good host? But I just want to say, moving forward, I was very impressed. And this was a very good episode, and I really enjoyed it. And it was very fun. This episode was very fun to watch. It's actually my second favorite episode, right behind the Seth MacFarlane one. And Bruno Mars really did his thing, and I'm going to really break down what I liked and how I liked it and things like that in this review. So you guys can leave me alone with the hate mail. Well, keep the hate mail coming because it means you guys are engaging. That's fine. I like the feedback. I like the the give and take back and forth. But like I said, nothing against Bruno Mars. I just was curious as to why him. But now I can stop saying that because he did his thing. And actually, if he was the host again, I wouldn't mind. I don't think he was Justin Timberlake good. Nothing like that. I mean, but he wouldn't. He did his thing. It was definitely a fun episode. The second presidential debate, the cold opening, that was fun too. I really liked Jay Pharaoh and Jason Sudeikis impersonating the candidates, going back and forth. And when I saw the debate, I've been checking out the debates. When I saw the moderator, I even tweeted it. I said Aidy Bryant should definitely play this moderator. Candy Crowley, she should definitely do that. And actually, I was kind of worried because Aidy hasn't really been getting any airtime like that. And I was thinking, they're probably going to give it to somebody else. Were they going to call Melissa McCarthy in to play this, or they're probably going to put Bobby Moynihan in a dress or something. I mean, I didn't think they were going to just give it to her like that, but I'm glad they did. She did her thing. Very good acting. It was just everything was great. The whole skit was good. The appearance by Tom Hanks, everything about this was strong to open with. Had a lot of jokes. And Jay Farrell's impersonation is getting better and better. It's like he's tightened it up. The monologue, it was expected. I knew he was going to do some kind of singing in the monologue, and no, he didn't think he was going to start telling jokes or anything. But when he was singing in the lyrics, that was pretty fun too. I also noticed this was Keenan's first and only appearance in this episode. Because usually Keenan's all over the place, but it's good to see him scaled back. I'm not a Keenan hater, but give the other people a chance. Taran Killam doing the Brad Pitt impersonation. Now, it's not his strongest impersonation in my opinion, but it was pretty good. They shouldn't have ran 3 of them. They should have did it one time, kept it moving. Or if they were going to do it 3 times, they could have just made it more funnier. It was just kind of like, it's funny. It just didn't. I saw the actual commercial too on the YouTube, and it was good, but I don't know. It seemed like more filler than anything. Haters, Cecily Strong really played the host like kind of over the top and animated, in my opinion. And I really thought that the skit was going to be mostly about her, but to my surprise, it was mostly about Bobby Moynihan and drag. It seemed like it was just an excuse for him to dress up as a fat woman. And it seemed like an excuse for for Bruno Mars to dress up like a woman and prance around like that. It was it was some good jokes in the audience too. Jay Pharaoh's little bit, but this skit seemed like it was just an excuse to dress up like a woman. And Cecily, it surprised me. It wasn't her skit. It wasn't a Cecily. I thought she was going to be kind of the I don't know, the center of the skit, but she wasn't. Good little surprise though. Let's see here. Moving right along. The Taco Bell one, Taran Killam did of Brad Pitt, still doing, mocking the Chanel 5 thing. Like I said, I'm not even gonna keep going back to it. It's filler. It seemed like that's the thing to pick on right now because he did that. And moving right along to the Pandora skit, I was reading on the Saturday Night Live message board. Somebody was saying that's not how Pandora works, and if it crashed like that, that's not what they would do. It just seemed like it was just an excuse. I mean, you got to take the skit for what it was. I mean, I'm not saying it was an accurate thing. It was pretty much a premise just to get Bruno Mars to do his singing impersonations, and it was very good. I mean, he did good. He sounded like the people. They were great. Even though it was just an excuse just to have Bruno Mars show off his talent that way, it was still no complaints from me. I liked it. The Sad Mouse, I was feeling that too. It kind of reminded me of like one of those, like when they do kind of dramedy type things. It kind of reminded me of like one of those back in the day, like old school SNL digital shorts, SNL shorts. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Something that they would have done like in earlier years of SNL. And I liked it. Bruno Mars, he played his part in this. I don't say much about the musical guests, even if yay or nay if I like it, I don't, but it's really about the show when I'm reviewing this. But I want to say that Locked Out of Heaven is stuck in my head. I was really feeling it. Weekend update, Seth Meyers, he was okay. I think he was stronger earlier this season, even though we're still early in the season. I mean, he didn't do bad, but he wasn't really on fire either. Steffon, he pretty much stole the show. Bill Hader doing Steffon. Still funny. Still quotable. I mean, I don't know. I would like to just record like each Steffon appearance. Just have like a compilation of them because each one of them are solid gold. I would like to see Bill Hader taking Steffon out though, like take it out. I think actually the first time Steffon appeared, it wasn't even on Weekend Update. I think it was in a skit, and it was one of those like like one of those skits, like one of those 5 minutes to one skits where they kind of slap at the end of the night. It was one of those, and it didn't get much laughs, but I thought it was funny. But when he did it on Weekend Update, that kind of straight to camera, doing the character, I thought it was even better. But I think he should, now that people are familiar with Steffon and people like it, I think he should try it again, try to put it in a skit. They should definitely try to work that into a skit. Let's see, the Maryville thing with the robots. I just want to say, Bruno Mars and Justin Timberlake actually, in my opinion, played the little Maryville robot better than Jim Carrey, in my opinion. I know Jim Carrey's he's like kind of a physical comedian with facial expressions and his movements, but Justin Timberlake and Bruno Mars are dancers, and they were just like on point. Like when they were kind of popping and locking like a robot, they seem like an actual robot. And Taran Killam does that. He does that well. Taran Killam's he's good with the physical dancing and things like that. So I just want to say that off top. They did better than Jim Carrey, but I like this skit. I really liked it. They switched it up. Had more jokes in this one. Tom Hanks coming out the back, that was good too. I actually like seeing this. I know Taran Killam, most of his recurring characters are pretty much they don't really talk. They kind of just dance and move, But this is the one that I like the most. I like this better than the French dancing skit they do. I mean, I like that one too, but this one's funnier. The other one's more entertaining. Yeti Point. That was a lot of people weren't laughing, but I thought it was funny. The thing about that though, it felt like they were building up to something great with the skit, like they were just building up to a big joke, but then it didn't lead to a big joke. But the little jokes they had in between, the stuff that Bill Hader was saying and the stuff that even Bruno Mars was saying, like the Yetis. Why do they call it Yeti Point? Because the Yetis point at you. That was funny. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, and the Juggalo skit. Little Blaster and MC George Castanza and DJ Super Soak. The stuff that they do. Nasim, Pedrad, Jason Sudeikis, where they do the underground whatever they. This one was called Donkey Punch the Ballot. But the little underground hip hop festivals they do, those are always fun and funny to me. And they always have a lot of jokes in those, a lot of funny little sayings. It's just funny. I like seeing it. They always seem to somehow bring a new element into it. It makes it even funnier. It makes it even more refreshing. Bruno Mars, he did his thing as the. Making the fake IDs and things like that. Overall, I just want to say this was a fun episode. I had no complaints from me. There was no bad skit really. The only thing they could have done without, in my opinion, was the Brad Pitt. Taran Killam doing Brad Pitt. They could have made it stronger if they were going to do it. It just seemed like it was kind of a waste, kind of a, like one of those things like, oh, we have to make fun of this, and they didn't really have a. They really didn't, have to do that, But overall, like I said, Bruno Mars fans, leave me alone. Let's write a peace treaty. Quit with the hate mail. I'm not dissing Bruno Mars. I wasn't dissing Bruno Mars. I was just basically saying why him of all people. But now, I'm glad it was done. I had low expectations. Actually, I didn't know what. I mean, you can't really do that with hosts, because sometimes the people that you least expect are the ones that come out swinging and come out really funny. And I know when we all heard that Justin Timberlake was hosting for the first time, we all moaned and this guy Justin Timberlake hosting, this is not going to be good. And he ended up being people who actually want him in the cast now. I sure do. I sure definitely would like to see Justin Timberlake in the actual cast. But that's all I have to say about this. Bruno Mars did his thing, and just keep checking back for more updates. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.